Manchester City have won the league title yet again, becoming the first team to win a four-peat in the Premier League. No team has ever done this, only Sir Alex Ferguson's United has won the Premier League 3 times in a row. 6 Premier League titles in 8 years. Has Pep Guardiola turned the Premier League into a farmers' league? This season Arsenal thought that they had a chance of winning their first Premier League title in 21 years, only for Phil Foden's quick goals in the first half to end their hopes and for Rodri's goal to nail the final blow on Arsenal's title hopes in the second half. So how did Pep Guardiola manage to build a winning machine that keeps on breaking records and dominating the most difficult league in the world? Pep was appointed as the Man City manager in 2016, coming from Bayern Munich. Many people didn't think that Pep was going to be successful in England, including Sir Alex Ferguson. To implement his style, Pep had to make some signings, and players who did not suit his style were shifted out. He got rid of Joe Hart, who wasn't good on the ball and couldn't build from the back, and brought in the Claudio Bravo to replace him. Gabriel Jesus was brought in from Brazil to partner up front with Agüero, and Leroy Sané, a fast winger who could take his man on, was brought in from Schalke. Pep described his first season at Man City as a disaster. They finished third in the league, got knocked out by Monaco in the Champions League, and finished the season with 0 trophies. At this point, some of Pep doubters may have felt like they had won, but they didn't know what Pep had in mind. He went out and got players who would revolutionize how Man City played for good. Bernardo Silva was signed from Monaco, Ederson, an elite goalie, was brought in from Benfica, Kyle Walker was signed from Tottenham, Danilo came in from Real Madrid, Benjamin Mendy from Monaco, and Aymeric Laporte from Atletico Bilbao. Most of these signings went on to be successful except for Danilo, who didn't make it under Guardiola. City went on to win the league with 100 points, while their closest rival Man United had only 81 points. This was the beginning of Pep's dominance in the Premier League. He also won the EFL Cup, but the Champions League proved to be difficult as City falls short of Liverpool. Now that he had won the Premier League, the question was, can Pep launch a successful title defense? Can he keep this up? Well, Guardiola was ready to prove them wrong again. Manchester City went on to win a domestic treble, the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Apart from the 3 major English football tournament, they also won the Community Shield, the first time any team has ever held all the 4 trophies at the same time. They finished the league on 98 points, 1 point ahead of Liverpool's 97. At this point Pep had already conquered England, and what remained for him was lifting the Champions League with Manchester City. The following season was the COVID season, where Klopp's Liverpool managed to run away with the title. Man City were poor throughout the season, finishing on 81 points while Liverpool had 99 points. Despite not winning the league, City's season did not end trophyless, as they won the EFL Cup, beating Aston Villa in the final. Since losing the Premier League title to Liverpool in 2020, Pep has been on a crazy run of winning the title. No manager in the Premier League history has ever won the title for 4 years in a row. Pep managed to become the first manager to do so when his side beat West Ham on the last day, denying Arsenal a title in many years. This is from the back of winning a treble the previous season, when Man City beat Inter Milan in the Champions League final to lift Manchester City's first Champions League trophy. Pep's dominance of the Premier League has been very clear. Even when Liverpool put on a fight and try to challenge them, Pep has always managed to come out as the winner most of the time. In order to beat Pep, a manager has got to be perfect with no room for mistakes. Klopp could have won at least 3 more Premier League titles, but the standard Pep has set to win the league is just too high. To have a chance of lifting the Premier League, a team has to have at least 90 points or more in order to compete with Man City for the league. While some may downplay Pep's dominance of the league because of the 115 charges that Manchester City face, we just can't ignore how good this guy is. I would argue that if another manager is given that City team, they can't do what Guardiola has done so far with it, and to compete for every trophy every season is not that easy. Klopp run out of energy of competing with Pep every year, and he announced that he will be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Some people are now comparing the Premier League with the French League, where only one team is dominating. What do you think? Has Pep Josep Guardiola destroyed the Premier League? Let's have a discussion in the comments.